that how our final website, our final decentralized application is going to look. We will finally deploy our decentralized application on Netlify at the end of this video. So how this application works like, so it contains a table in which it has the candidates. So it is giving us the chance that which candidate ID we want to choose, as we have written in our smart contract the function of voting which demands the ID of the candidate. So Donald Trump has 1 and Barack Obama has 2 ID. So if we will click on either of them, then it will correspond to their ID that we are voting for candidate ID 1, and if we will click on Barack Obama, then we are voting for candidate ID 2. So if we will refresh it, then it will also show us our address. So yeah, it is showing us our address, just a glitch. So we will deploy our smart contract finally to Kovan test network. We will not deploy it to mainnet because mainnet is does cost us to deploy the smart contract on it, and we are just showcasing the website to various people so they can also test it for free. So that's why we are deploying our smart contract on Kovan, and it is fetching data from kovan.etherscan.io. So don't want to go into depth because you will get to know more about these things in the further tutorial. We are using Netlify to deploy the website. So if you want to build such a big project and add it to your CV, so let's head toward the further tutorial. Now we will start making our front-end application. Earlier, we have compiled our smart contract on Remix IDE. So, to compile our smart contract and deploy our smart contract locally on Ganache, we will set up a Truffle project so that Truffle can interact with Ganache and deploy our smart contract on Ganache network. So we will initiate the Truffle project by just typing truffle inits. So it will unbox many things, like it will have a folder of contracts, migration files, and tests. So let me introduce you to each of them. So contracts just contains the code that we have wrote earlier on Remix IDE, and migration is just the code that we have here. We have it's just like a boilerplate code, and this migration is getting deployed. So this is the migration file that is getting deployed from 1/initial.migration.js, and truffleconfig.js contains lot of different tools, but we can also define the Solidity version that we are using. So it usually contains the latest version of Solidity. So the latest version of Solidity as of now is 0.7.0. So we will just, so here we will just create our election.sol file and paste the code here. So it is the exact code that we have written in Remix IDE. Now we will also create, we will cross this. Now we will create its migration file so that we can deploy it to Ganache. Deploy smart contract.js. Now we will just copy paste the code from it, and election, we will give it name as election, and election. So you have to just do this every time when you are deploying a new smart contract or that you are making of your own smart contract. Then you have to just follow these steps. So now I have to initiate Ganache. I have closed it. So yeah, so you can just quick start it. I am just doing save. You can also have a new workspace. Let us have a new workspace. It usually takes half a minute to open, and if you are using a window, then it may take a little longer. Then just add the project, save workspace, and yeah, it has saved your workspace. And you can also switch between the other workspace. So it has so our workspace name is Perfect Birds, and you can just copy the mnemonics. I will tell you the use case of it. So just set the version to 0.7.0 so that you may not face any error. So just put the version of Solidity to 0.7.0 so that you may not get any error. So just write truffle compile. So it will compile the smart contracts. First it will download the Solidity version. So what truffle compile will do, it will create a build file for this smart contracts. You can see that it has created a build folder. So what is this JSON file? In simple words, it is the encoded form of smart contracts. So it is used to interact the smart contract with. So you can see that we can also explore a little bit. So election.json, so it contains all the function of the smart contracts and also contains the network that it is deployed. So it contains networks. So when we will migrate it, then it will show a lot of information to us. Let us migrate. So what migration does? So migration is the main deployment to the Ganache. So Truffle here is deploying our smart contract to Ganache local blockchain. So let us click on this, and it will use some gas fees that is on the first account of Ganache. And you can see that it is showing that less ether because it is deploying. So you can see that it has used some gas fees to deploy the smart contract. It has used the virtual ethers that are given by Ganache. Now we can see this files. Now you can see that I told you that it is deployed to 577 network, and it must have network ID also. Now if not, then it is my bad. So yeah, it's contained the network. So it is deployed on 577, which is Ganache. Here is the address of smart contract that we also got in the remix. This is the transaction hash. So we will go through these stuffs later on. We will need these stuff later on when we will build a React app. Now let's move toward the React app. Now React app, we can simply create a React app by just typing create React app, and the name that we want our React app to be. So just name it client, and it will start creating a React app. It will take a 1 to 2 minutes to create a React app. Let us understand that why we want to use React. So first we have to understand what is React. React is a JavaScript library created by Facebook and is used for building user interfaces and front-end application. And React is the most popular framework in the industry. And in this era, generally all the decentralized application from Aave to Compound and many other protocols, these all are written in React. So why the blockchain developers uses React? Because first of all, it makes the task of blockchain developer very easy, because we are not a front-end developer. We are not here to code CSS and give the padding. We are here to apply logic and make the decentralized application. Anybody can code the UI thing, but we have to just focus more on the logic, how the decentralized application is working and interacting with the smart contract in the front end. So why we use React? We use React. Let us take example of To-Do app. So in To-Do app, you can see that there is a one input field in which you will in which you can search your to-dos. There is another input field where you can add your to-dos. So these are the different components. Like you can use this component again and again. This is a JS file, and this is also a JS file, and this is also a JS file. So there are four JS files, but very small code. So we can use, like, if you want to make a search engine, so you can pick this JS file directly from the React app, and that's why it's easy, because once we make our decentralized application, then we can copy paste some of the boilerplate code that means no sense or little sense in the app, so that our application, we can work on business logic, not on UI and the boilerplate code. So that's why we will use React.js in this tutorial. So let us go to Visual Studio Code. So yeah, our React app is ready. Let us go to client folder, CLS. So this is the React app. This is the structure of React app, and it has given a whole lot of boilerplate code, but we have to just focus on app.js file. So you can see that here it is importing React. So it's obvious we are using React. It is importing the logo, CSS. We can start the React app by just typing npm start. So it will start our application on the browser. Meanwhile, it's starting and compiling it's compiled. So you will see this on React logo when you will first start your React app. So we can understand that it is returning. So front end code is also in the JS file. That is the function, that is the quality of React. You can see there is header. We can remove this. Now you will see that there is blank page. We can type, just to play a little, hello. We can write election app. Just save it, and yeah, you can see that election app is written like here. So React is very simple, but when we use class components, then it's little bit harder in my sense. So in this video we will use React hooks. So what are React hooks? Let me import some of the libraries from React to use the React hooks. So first of all, we will import use effect and use state. Just do it. And if you are not getting the syntax like me, you can install the React.js snippets from the, like, yeah, this you can install the React. It's the React Native. Okay, I have not installed it myself, so just install it. So it's installed. Just install it. Now what is the specialty of snippet? I will show you in the further video. So now we have to code our application. So firstly, let us set up some of the code. Now what we will do is, now we will remove the h1 tag. We will just define a navbar. Just remove the class name, save it. Now you can see you cannot see anything on the browser. Just paste I will paste the navbar code that I have copied from Bootstrap website. So you can also go through many navbar. Just I have, for this video, I have a simple navbar, and I have put something on right and left also. So here we will show the address of the user. So we have installed the MetaMask, so we will show the address that this user contain. So yes, so one thing we have to do is, now we forgot one thing, that we have to edit our truffle config file, and we have to just write this, because we will be requiring path, and we will just paste a code. So what this code will do is, so there is a React issue that it can't interact with any other thing outside of the client React folder. So we will not be able to interact with the build files that will be built when we will truffle migrate reset of the smart contract, but we will be needing for the sake of interaction with the smart contract in React application. So what we will do is we have defined that this line will just make a folder of contracts in src in React files, and so our build file will be contained in that folder. So I have defined the path client src contracts. So just save it, and we will run the command truffle migrate reset. So now it's compiling and deploying the smart contract to Ganache, and you can see that both the ABI files that were here are now here, and every time when you will compile again and again, then these files will be stored here. Now we will define some boilerplate code that we will be using in every decentralized application, and this will be a like starter kit for you. You can use you can start the decentralized application by using the starter kit. So I'll commit the code to GitHub so that you can just clone it and start the starter kit, install the starter kit, and start making your logic, and just not focusing on this navbar and just accounting and MetaMask. So now we will apply connection with the MetaMask. Now we will define a function. The function will particularly interact with the Web3 from the web, and Web3 comes from MetaMask. So Web3 detects whether there is a wallet or not. So like this is the code for interacting with the Web3. So it interacts with the Web3 that is present in the browser in MetaMask, and it will help us popping up the MetaMask. So just save it. Now we have to do one more thing. Now we will interact with our blockchain, and we will define a function so that we can interact with the blockchain by we have to access ABIs to interact with the blockchain. So let us import ABIs. So importing is simple in React. So just write which name you want to import a particular thing to. Like we want to interact with election ABI. So let us give the name as election ABI, and we can interact with election ABI from just we will go to one folder down, contracts, and then election.json. So we have defined the path for it. So now we will define a function so that we can interact with the blockchain. So just const load blockchain data. Let me give me a async await call. So first of all, we will access the Web3. So we will get the Web3 from window. So because we have set the Web3 global here, so how we'll get it? Just type window.web3. So no need to worry about these functions, because these functions are the boilerplate code that you will use again and again. So you just have to copy it again when you will be building your decentralized application. So now so as I told you that we will place address of the particular account that will be connected from the dApp. So we will connect. So we will get all the accounts from the MetaMask browser. So MetaMask wallet. So how can we get the accounts? Just type web3.eth.get accounts function. So it will return all the accounts, and we can store particular account in. So the address which will be at 0 position is the current address. So we will get it by accounts. Now we will get network ID by just this simple line that we will use again and again. So again, this is a you can say boilerplate code. So just we will type web3.e.net.getID, and this will throw the network ID for the network that we are on MetaMask. Like Kovan has 42, so it will throw 42. Now initially in the video I told you about network. So here is the network. So for this network we need all the data so that we can assess the address of the smart contract, and we don't need transaction as we just need that address, because by address of smart contract we will be able to interact with smart contracts, like run the vote the candidates and run different kind of functions that are defined on the smart contract. So what we will do is we will get the network data so that we can get address from network data. If we will just write await web3, no, await not, so we can get it from election ABI that we have defined dot networks dot what was there. So from networks we need the network, we need the network ID here. So when the network ID will be 577, which is of Ganesh, then it will give the network data so that we can interact with smart contract. Now we will define a if and a else condition. So we will define a if condition that if the network data or network ID is on Ganesh, then load the blockchain data. But if there is no network data, it means that the smart contract is not deployed to that network ID. So it will not allow and it will just throw error like window.alert. You are, like, we can just say the smart contract is not deployed to current network. Now we will define our smart contract so that we can interact with the smart contract. So we will define the smart contract in front end by simply writing a code. Just type election, give a variable a name election, and write the keyword new web3.eth.contract capital C contract. Now it demands two input fields. One is the ABI of election dApp, election smart contract. So we will just provide it election ABI dot ABI, because election election.json is this file, but we need the ABI of it. So but ABI will be get by us by just typing dot ABI. And second parameter is the address. So we will just put the address by network data dot address. So it will simply give us the smart contract. Now what we can simply do initially, now we can just console.log the election, and we can see it in the browser. So it's giving me the error. So network ID is network capital I. So just type this. And so here is the one thing that I don't explain you. So why we imported use effect? So you can say it as use effect is that thing that runs the function initially. It's like the constructor for React. So use effect initially, we want that these two functions should be loaded before the React app returns the front end. So we want that these two functions should be run. So what we can use, we can use effect. So it will give the boilerplate code. Just delete this and just in, yeah. So what we want to run, load web3, load blockchain data. So we have defined, so like you can see that when we loaded these two functions, then the MetaMask pop up and it is asking us for connecting this address of MetaMask. So we will just connect with the React app and it is connected. So initially I told you to just copy this mnemonic. So what this mnemonic does, it does a magical thing. Let me show you. So just log out your account, just lock your account and import using seed phrase. Just type this and type the password any. So I am setting it my password. Just restore and you will get 10 accounts, all the 10 accounts that were in Ganache. So it will be simple. But otherwise you can also import the address of Ganache by just copy pasting the private key and just clicking on this. You can just click on import account and paste this. As I have already imported all the 10 accounts, then it will show us an error. It is showing that you have already imported, you are using duplicate private key. So the our React app is now connected with the wallet. So one thing, now we want that address should be shown here. So what we can do is, so let me introduce you to another thing. So there are state variables, like you can say state variable as public variable that are made out of the functions and that are set anywhere. Like I'll set the accounts in the load blockchain data. When we have loaded all the accounts, I'll set the account as account 0 at the 0 position. So what we will how can we define these use state variables? So just you can define this variable by giving its name. Like you can name it as account, you can name it as current account and set current account and just write a simple keyword use state, just a simple keyword, and you have to give the property of the account. You want to store it in string, so we will give it in string. Just simple, not a big issue. So now we will set the current account by just typing set current account and we will type it as account. Oh sorry, my bad. So just I have to write await because it will take some time, so it will be a wait call. Now we have to use the account or fetch the account in a UI. So how we can do it? So we want to set the account address here. So we will do it by just typing double parenthesis and just typing current account. So what this double parenthesis do is it helps us to use the variable that are defined outside of the return statement. So by this simply just save it and you will, yes, now you can see the account that we are on. So let me just change that. It will confirm you that the account at the 0 position is the account that is shown in our decentralized application. Let us connect. So now the connected. So you can see that the address is changed and the address 0x5 and 0x5, and earlier it was something else. So let us move to that account. So yes, account has changed. So yeah, very cool. Boom, here we go. Hey, hey. So now we have set up our initial application. So what we will do is we will delete some of the code. So now I have removed all the unnecessary code that was in code and that was not used by us. So you can see that the application is working very fine. So now in React, earlier I told you that in React components are made and information is flowed to every component so that we can use it again and again. So now we will create a JS file and give it name as navbar.js. So navbar.js. Now we will copy paste the code from here because in React we want to reuse the components. Now we will use RAFCE. So just click tab and see the magic happens. So our initial file of React is converted. So it's very simple because we don't have to write the code again and again. So just use this library if you haven't installed the extension. This all is in this extension. So we will just delete the tab and we will just paste the code, and now we will just comment. Now we will just delete it and now save it. Just give it as anything address, and now go to app.js, and now we have to import the navbar. So just name it as navbar from navbar.js /navbar.js, and just click on just use navbar component here. So we generally give the component like this, and we always import it in capital names. And when we will save, now you can't see anything because it is returning div, but when we will save it, then it is returning the navbar. So the benefit of defining it in another file is like we can use it again and again and again. So now you will think that what about the address? How we gonna get the address? So not an issue. So we will just create a variable account and use this, and we are inputting the current account in it. So we can see that it's not giving an error, but we are just printing address because we are printing address. So now how we can get the address? So just give this as just give it open parenthesis in this, and now input the field that we are using in there. So we are using accounts, so let's give it as account. So just copy the account, and so what it do is like whatever is inputted into the navbar, so it comes in this parenthesis. So it will fetch the account, and if we will input the account, then it will show us the address. So just save it all. So yes, now it is showing us the address of the MetaMask wallet that we are in. So if we will change the MetaMask wallet and refresh the application, and you can see that the account has changed. So it's working very fine. So it's all the starter kit, like this truffle and this React and deleting all the files, and this defining the initial code to use blockchain and interact with blockchain API. So this is just a boilerplate code that we have to use it again and again, and we will be using the navbar also because we will be using address. So I have till now I have committed all the code to GitHub as starter kit, decentralized application starter kit, dev starter kit. So you can clone it and save your time till now. You can focus more on learning, not on UI, and more on smart contract because our focus has to be on smart contracts and little bit on Web3, but not basically on UI.